When you think of the greatest anime episode in One Piece, a lot of episodes probably come straight to your mind. But what if I told you that there is one episode that defines why One Piece is so good, that even to this day, fans still talk about the greatness of this one anime episode? Today, we're looking at what makes One Piece episode 1015 such a great episode. And not from a nostalgic, it's One Piece, therefore it's peak perspective, but from a perspective that really goes in depth. You'll see what I mean later in the video. And if you like this type of content and want to see more, please consider subscribing. I have an awesome video analysis out right now on Kuma, so check it out here for that. After looking up a ton of stuff about this subject, I found 3 things that come to mind that we're going to talk about that apply to this episode. Money scenes, great visual storytelling, and how well it's adapted from manga to anime. And throughout this video, we're going to have little teaching lessons on how to use these own techniques in your own creative endeavors. So without further ado, let's begin. So what makes a good episode? What are the aspects of a well-written and paced episode in an anime? A money scene is described to be a scene that is defined by a memorable scene or scenes that develop important characters and don't necessarily only serve to advance specific plot points. A good example of this would probably be from the scene from Walking Dead and, oh wait, spoilers by the way for those who haven't seen the show. Skip here if you don't want any. Okay, you're gone? Good. When Rick goes down to see his dead wife in the prison, which by the time he arrives is now fully eaten, all the way down to the bone by a zombie nearby, this is a definite example of a money scene. Why? Well, it's unforgettable. It is a fantastic character moment followed up by a stellar performance from Andrew Lincoln in expressing Rick's reaction to seeing his wife gone. This scene is immediately followed up by that iconic phone call scene. Neither of these scenes even add to the plot, nor do they deter from it. They are simply within the show in order to give watchers something to remember, something they go talk about later on with friends and family, something to remember the character of Rick Grimes by and instill them in their lives as a great written character. Since we're on the subject of Walking Dead, by the way, another money scene that we could be talking about is in season 9, episode 6, where the zombies start talking and whispering to each other. Oh my goodness. To the little amount of people that were still watching by season 9, I am one of those said people. This was crazy and definitely a money scene for sure. Go watch The Walking Dead, by the way. It's a great freaking show. And Daryl Dixon is the GOAT. Now, episode 1015, what's the money scene? Yamato and Ace had a friendship. We see this in the episodes previous and in the one we're discussing right now. The moment Ace's Viver card burns out is a huge character moment for Yamato. That doesn't necessarily advance the plot in any way, because, well, I mean, it's in the past, but we get a small glimpse into the pain and suffering Yamato has undergone. Due to her awful circumstances, this money scene only adds to the beautiful payoff we get at the very end of the episode, which is just so top tier. Speaking of which, let's talk about that last scene. I know it's technically not a money scene because, I mean, if you look up anything about this episode online, you'll immediately see it, and it's a huge advancement to the story because it's when Kaido gets sucker punched by Luffy, and it's the first time he showcased Ryu, and it's all this amazing stuff. But I mean, how can I not talk about this scene? I mean, just look at it. Yeah, this is the part I usually play it, but I don't want to suffer copyright because I've already been hit by a copyright strike, even though I only have 74 subscribers. So please enjoy this dramatic interpretation of such scene. Gamu gamu no red rocket. I will overcome you and become king of the pirates. Now that I have given you goosebumps, let's move on. Okay, now we can talk about the absolute greatest scene in this entire episode. I think if I were to go back and reset myself and only watch one scene for the first time again, it would be this scene. It is that good. It is amazing, and I love it, and everything about it makes me want to cry. It is so mastercrafted. Let me explain. This is peak visual storytelling. The scene is so good at portraying what it wants to portray to the audience so well that even if you mute the clip, you'll still get everything it's trying to say. So let's dig into it. The first beautiful part of storytelling can be seen when it shows Odin's journal. The book Yamato is holding flips fastly through its pages. When showing Roger, Whitebeard, and Odin, this is clearly interpreted and cleverly shown to the audience that this scene in Yamato's mind is because she read Odin's journal. And then you get to the colors. When it shows Roger and Odin and Whitebeard and their side of the conversation, the colors are red. There's red, red, red everywhere. The sky is red. Their bodies are red. Everything is red. And then for Luffy, everything is blue. From the sky to all the characters, they're all depicted as blue. Red for Roger, blue for Luffy. Then when they collide together, it doesn't just like make the mix of blue and red, which that would mean, that would be okay, but it does even better than that. It has all the colors all together, because not only is Yamato figuring out that Luffy and Roger had the same dream, but it's connecting them fully, complete. The image is complete, and that's why every color is present. This scene is amazing, and it's a perfect example of good visual storytelling in this episode. And there are plenty of other sections throughout the episode that have this exact same thing. I think about right away at the end when Zoro smirks and the cherry blossom turns to ice. There's plenty of other visual parts of storytelling that are also great in this episode, but this one really just stands out. Since this is an anime, a big portion of whether or not it would be considered a good episode is how effectively it adapts from the original text. There are plenty of examples where the text is completely and incredibly insulted to the highest degree, and no amount of excuses can save it from its horrendous offending of the original work, like this monstrosity of an anime season you see before you now. And a good adaptation of manga is kind of the final nail in the good anime episode coffin or something. I don't know. This sounded a lot more clever in my head. This episode is a good adaptation of the manga because, well, it just is. If you go back to read chapter 1000 now, which is what chapter this anime episode in particular is adapting, wow, it's really affected by it. When you go read chapter 1000 again, it becomes beautiful. It becomes an awesome chapter, and it's such a fun read because you have those visuals of the anime in your mind. And I think that's what makes the best adaptation. When I can picture the anime in my mind when I'm reading the manga again, and I remember all that epicness, and I can get goosebumps all over again just by imagining that anime episode in my head, that's when you know you have adapted it perfectly. In conclusion, episode 1015 is peak. It's One Piece, so of course it's peak, but the word peak, it is indeed that. We got awesome money scenes with super amazing, awesome character beats and moments, masterful use of imagery to portray themes and thoughts and visual expressions of each character, and a faithful, powerful, strong adaptation of the original manga. So now you know why fans still talk about this anime episode to this day. It is just that good. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And please comment down below your favorite part about episode 1015, or your favorite part about this video, or what you think is a good money scene in the One Piece series in general, because I think that money scene thing that I kind of found throughout looking up this video is really interesting and really intriguing. I really want to dig more into that and just put my own money scenes in my creative endeavors as well. Again, like, subscribe, comment. And I have an awesome Kuma video. It's on my channel right now. It's in the eye. It's there. Go watch it. Spent a lot of time making that video. I love it, so go watch it. Anyway, this has been Jackson with Conversation Hockey, and I'll see you in the next one. Dun, 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 dun.